So folks, I'm looking at this Music 190 sheet. These are basic concepts. Seating position. I don't know if you can see. I think this is too close for you to see. Where's the book? Here's the book. In this book, I don't know the page number, but it's very near the beginning. There is a picture. After you guys play a little, we will talk a little bit more about this. I'm hoping I can find that picture. Here we go. This is page 6. There's a diagram. As far as sitting, you want your elbows to be approximately the height of the keys, or maybe just a little higher, and you don't want to be too close. And I'm going to show you why. I think I can show you and you'll see. I'm going to scooch way in. If I'm really in tight, my hands can't move and my elbows jam into my side. If I'm back way too far, I think you can see my shoulders. Your shoulders are going to get tired. That's going to be a strain. So it's just like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You know that? They were like 3 bowls of porridge. One was too cold, one was too hot. You want to find the one that's just right. So for me, this is where I like to sit. I like to be back maybe a little further than most people, but I'm very comfortable here. So sitting's important because if you're not comfortable, if you're straining, it's going to be harder to play. For some of you, without a designated keyboard with a stand that's built for that purpose, it might be a little tricky to find the right height. Putting a keyboard on the table, it's probably going to be too high. Same with the desk. You might want to boost up the seat a little bit to get to the point where your elbows are about equal or just a hair over the keyboard, in that range. So hand position. What you want, and I'm trying to see if this can be seen, you want your hands to be comfortably on the keys. We're starting on the white keys. So you don't want to jam up back in the black keys. It's just more cumbersome back here until you get to the point that you kind of have worked that out. You're going to be on the white keys. And I'm going to kind of come in here. You don't want your hands to be flat. You can't really play like that. You don't want them to be curved too much, like a claw. For me, this is about how I play. So it's comfortable when, I'm going to use a bottle of water for this, but sometimes in teaching, a teacher will give a person a ball or something that's shaped to kind of just rest your hands over to get a sense of that position. Initially, you're probably not going to be able to pay too much attention to this, but don't go too long until you start thinking in terms of your hands being comfortable and relaxed. If you take your hands just now and make like a karate chop and wiggle, if everyone could just try that, do like a karate chop and wiggle your fingers and then just relax your hands and wiggle. Do you notice a big difference? More comfortable when it's relaxed? Hopefully, yes. And if you make like a claw and wiggle, it'll be hard. And if you relax, that middle position is the one that's going to be most comfortable. So you're going to skim through these. Now fingers are numbered. Thumb is 1, pinky is 5. It goes in order, and with both hands, it goes out from the middle. Thumbs are 1, pinkies are 5. I'm going to mention that if this is new to you, now some of you have played before and this might not be new, but if this is new to you, people often get confused with the left hand and they think the pinky is 1. I'm not going to go into why now, but it's very logical to me why, but just be aware thumbs will always be 1, and when it comes up, if you do find that you've gotten mixed up, we'll talk about it then. So the finger numbers, I mentioned there that people get mixed up. Near the bottom of the page, musical alphabet A to G. It uses the alphabet. After G, it starts again. If you did print out your keyboard charts, you can actually see this. If you did not print them out, and if you're new to this, I'd suggest that you print both out, the blank and the one with the letters, and look it over. I'm going to actually kind of show some notes and say what they are. You want to get familiar with notes. Now, I'm going to go over all of these briefly, but when we start playing, we're going to work with a small group. So you can't see now real well, but hopefully this overhead view will get this. I'm going to start at an A. Now, how am I going to find an A? I'm going to find 2 black notes. And right to the left, we have a C. Anytime you have 2, there is a C right to the left. In the book as well, there is a page that goes over that. That's going to be in your reading assignment in a couple classes. So if I found a C, I can find any other note. If I go to the right, we call that going up. If I go 1 to the right, C, D. If I go to the right, up, E. C, D, E. If I go the other way, if I go to my left, C, B, A, going down. So our musical alphabet starts with an A. It doesn't mean when you play you always start with an A. It's just, this is just like you have an alphabet and then you learn words. We have a musical alphabet and we learn music. So A, B, C. We're back at C. C, D, E. We can continue F up to G. After G, we start again at A. And if you look at the high A and look at the low A, you will notice they have a look to them that's similar. There's a pattern of 3 black notes, and that A is between the top 2. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I've talked about the C scale. We don't really need to talk about that now. Your priority to get started is to kind of like go over the fingering, figure out the notes. You're going to want to figure out the high-low kind of stuff. And then you're going to be playing. And then Thursday, we're going to go through all this again and actually play. So if you have the page and flip to the next page, finding notes at the keyboard. 2 black notes, a group of 2. C is to the left. Anywhere. Down here, 2. You won't see this. Up here, 2, C. The pattern just repeats. Once we have one group of notes, one octave, it repeats, up and down. So I have C, 3 black notes. All right, so we do 2 and C is to the left. If we have 3, F is to the left. Now, those are good reference points. If you have an F, you can easily find a G because it's up 1. It's next to it in the alphabet, so it's next to it on the keyboard. This will make more sense, I think, when you actually print out those charts and look at it if this is new to you. So I talk about finding notes. That's something you can read that over and try. Couple more concepts. High, low. This is important. High is to the right. High, higher. I'm trying to work around a cable here. That's the very highest. Now, most of you probably do not have the full keyboard. This is 88 total keys. A lot of you might have 49 or there's 76, and I think there's something in between. You really only need the middle keys to work on these assignments. But still, high is to your right, low is to your left. If I go towards the low notes, I'm going down. I call that walking down because I did every step. Under high-low, I have step, skip. We're talking just about white notes now. If they touch each other, they are a step. If they skip over 1 or more, it's a skip. I'm going to see if I skip over the D to E, that's a skip. So we can walk up. I just did 5 in a row, or we can skip up. that makes a C chord. So I call these concepts. They're kind of basic things you need to understand. I talk about first steps at the keyboard. I mention a finger position. A C, that means the lowest note or note most to the left is going to be in your right hand, your thumb. It's a C, it's the lowest note. And if we put 5 fingers, one on each white note, that's called a 5-finger position. Here's the left hand. C is the lowest note, so it's a C 5-finger position. So you can play steps, you can play skips. Initially, if this is new to you, I just want you to explore. I had some details here. I talk about chords a little bit. I don't think you need that. What I'm going to do is just play a little bit of what we're going to be doing, explain it just enough that if you want to try it, you can. On Thursday, we will specifically be doing this. For now, this is just kind of, I'm showing you what we'll be doing. This is the song sheet. Piano level 1 songs. The first one's kind of, well, to be honest, a little bit lame. You can't really start playing with, like, you know, Coldplay or Beethoven. Well, actually, we're going to be doing some Beethoven. But Mary Had a Little Lamb. Most people. Okay, I think there's an. Okay, there's an echo going on. I don't know if there's interference or what. I'm just going to continue. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. So to play Mary in my right hand, I would put my right hand thumb on a C. This is in the middle. It may be more comfortable to go up to the next one so that my wrist is more comfortable. And if I would play 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, that would give me a tune, and probably many of you recognize that. So that first line, I start by putting my thumb in my right hand on C. 2 black notes, that's a C. 3-finger first. Holding that. Okay. Generally, when I start this in a class, I give people a few minutes to try that. Then what I have them do is look underneath where I write letters, E, D, C, D. Put my hand in the same position, but now without numbers, remembering that's the E. It's the exact same thing, but using letters. So this is not going to make sense to you if this is all new to you. You're going to have to actually watch this and experiment a little bit and try. And on Thursday, we're going to work more with the songs. There are letters with a circle around them. They stand for chords. I'll play you one line of Mary with the chords. So when you dive in from never having played to starting to play, this is going to be where you're going to be starting. Now, I'm going to play you the other songs a little bit just to give you a sense. We're going to work on them kind of in the same way, but without starting with the numbers. Hear a Song of Joy, and I'm going to play both hands, the chords and the melody. And after we've done those, we're going to do one that's a little bit different. It's got a little bit more rhythm in the left-hand part. So what I'm going to be doing is when we go over these next class, I'm actually going to be doing small sections at a time. so that you can kind of watch a little section, stop it, try that out, and then when you're ready, go on. So that doesn't quite get us to, but by the end of the term, you would have enough skill that you actually could work through the beginning of that. So that's where I'm ending with this. So let me scooch back.